man. Man first. Alright? But they all carried one, and they used it for traveling, and it would carry water, and it would carry the things that they might need. And so it wasn't unusual that they all had a basket. Okay? So Jesus gives them all a little bit. Now, if you're the first guy and you get one loaf and one fish, you're cool. If you're the second guy and you get a loaf and a fish, you're cool. If you're the third guy, you know you're out of fish. Right? Because we didn't start with it. But they all get some, and then Jesus says, go hand this out. Now, it's not like he has a trunk. They have a little basket. And they're going to go off to these groups of 50. And they start handing it out. One for you, and I'm sorry. One for you, and one for you, I'm out. One for you, one for you. 5,000 people served by 12 guys. What's the math? Figure that out, quick. That's 400 people and some change each. That's 8 groups of people. Don't you think after about, I don't know, number 17 or 18 person, that after a while you'd let me tripping out? Don't you think the people watching are going, he's not going to have any for me. There's no way. There's no way. This is a magic trick. Right? But that's not what happens. They keep serving it. They keep serving it. The Bible says till everybody had enough, that everybody was full. They got to be thinking, this dude's amazing. How's he keep doing? Now he's doing food. He did people. Now he's doing food. We got to take him to the barbecue. This got to be cool. So what happens? They eat till they're full, and then Jesus gives them a command. I want you to go by and pick up all the scraps. It was a Hebrew tradition that when people would serve you a meal, that you would leave scraps on the table or on the floor on purpose as a thanks. What do we call that in America? A tip. We leave you our scraps. Oh, come on. Waiters and waitresses, where are you? You ever been a waiter or waitress? It's scraps, is it not? Or if you do like me in college, we put our money inside the water. We put the menu on top, flip it over real fast. You know, it's like 17 cents in there. Come on, man. They'd lift the glass of water and all the water go everywhere. We just thought we were funny. We left scraps. And so Jesus tells them, I want you guys to go around and pick up the scraps. So that was part of the way that the servers got taken care of as well. There's only one detail of this story that is in all 4 Gospels. Not the boy, not how many fish. There's only one. That there were 12 baskets picked up. How many helpers did Jesus have? So there's one basket for every guy. So every disciple not only watched it happen, but had to literally sit there and eat his own lunch going, oh my goodness. That's the only detail that's in all 4 stories. And it's the only detail in all 4 stories of the only story that's in all 4 Gospels. Must be some significance to the fact that they all ate until they were full, even though they were the people who served. That was their part. Everybody goes away satisfied. Now, it doesn't say anywhere that Jesus ate. It doesn't say that, but it says everyone. And I wonder if Jesus' satisfaction was just more from the standpoint of having seen the people have their needs met, more than him eating. So what can we learn from the story? First, you and I are surrounded by people in need. There are 256,000 people within 5 miles of this building. 256,000. Only 255,500 of them are in need. The other 500 just aren't aware. I'm serious. I'm just giving you a number, but the fact is we're all in need. We all have needs, true? We have certain things we need. But we have other people that are in need more than others. And the question is, when you and I are up on the mountain, as we see them approaching, do we see them as people in need, or do we just see them as people? Do you see the people at work as people who need Jesus, or are they just people that are part of your life? And what do you see when you see them? Do you see their need, or do you see their problem? Do you see the fact that their behavior is bad, or do you see the need that they have? And just like the little boy, they need somebody to bring them to Jesus. And here's the weird part. Oh, I can't reach out to so-and-so. She has a drinking problem. No, she doesn't have a drinking problem. She has a need that she's trying to fill with drinking. Now, you can talk all you want about the drinking problem, but that's not going to solve her need. And that's what I'm asking. Do you see her problem, or do you see her need? Because the reality is all the stuff that we try to talk about in the government and the church and everything else, all these behaviors, the behaviors aren't the problem. The problem is there's an emptiness inside. The problem is there's something missing. I've told you before, it's the bicycle where the chain doesn't work. And I'm on a bike, we all got a bike, but some of us it just doesn't work, and it's because there's something missing. going to go around and go, dude, something wrong with your bike? No, they know there's something wrong with the bike. Are we going to go by and say, man, I might be able to help you fix that bike? Let me tell you how I fixed my bike. Number two, what else can we learn? No one, none of us can minister to everybody on our own. There's no way. 255,000 people? None of us can take care of that. We don't have the resources, we don't have the time, we don't have the emotional capacity, we don't have the tools. No one can minister to these people all alone. And no one has the resources to meet the needs. I mean, you and I are worried about putting food on our table. Especially the worries that we hear now about the economy and the way things are going. So we're all worried about taking care of ourselves, and I understand that. So we would have to have 8 months' wages, if you will, to pay for all these people. We can't do that. Not individually. And no one that's in this room, no one that's in church anywhere, should feel the pressure that you have to provide for everyone. That's not our job. The job is for all of us to come here together and be able, as a team, to be able to take care of everyone. Each of us is just asked to do our part to meet the needs of the ministry. That's it. Just like in the story. For example, by you and I offering what we have, God somehow takes it and multiplies it, and I don't understand how He does it, but I can tell you that He does. And it helps reach more people. My $5 doesn't matter much, but if we all give $5, now we can do something. My time doesn't matter much, but if all of us give our time, we can accomplish something. My effort doesn't do anything by itself, but if we all put forth an effort, we can accomplish something significant in East Orlando. What was the disciples' job? They had one job. Do what you're told. That was their job. And He told them, tell them to sit down and feed them. That was their job. They didn't bring the lunch. They didn't pray for the lunch. All they did was offer what they had. So the boy had the food, but it took the disciples and their faith and their obedience to be able to minister to the people. Just like here, you have a staff. Our job is to lead you. Our job is to equip you so that you can go minister to people. It's not our job to go minister to the 256,000. But each one of us, cutting 10, pretty soon we can cut that 256 down to size where we can make it manageable. Your job is to be the ministers. Our job is to be the administrators of the ministry. Each one of us just simply does our part. So what's your part? Here's the weird part. Whatever you're doing, whatever God's asked you to do, when you get to the end, there's going to be enough for you to be full too. And I go through this. I go through this, God, there's no way I can give that. There's no way I can commit to that. There's no way I can do any more of that because it's going to rob me. But in the end, I get fed. In the end, I go away full, seeing that my effort and my obedience really mattered to somebody. And there have been some things God has asked me to do that have made absolutely no sense. But looking back, what was my fear? My fear was about me. My fear was all about me. Taking care of myself. When you and I, when our eyes are on other people, not us, when our eyes are on other people, then we get to participate in the miracle. But not as long as it's on us. If all we do is think about us, if all we do is take care of us, if all we do is invest in us, we're not going to see the miracle. What we'll see is maintenance. We'll always stay the same. But if you want to see a miracle, it's going to take something miraculous. And for us, that means getting our eyes off of ourselves and beginning to see people like God sees them, inviting them to come to know Christ, and all of a sudden there's a miracle and you and I get to play a part in it. But if all we do is look at us, then we're not connecting anybody new to Christ. We're not connecting anybody new to people. All we're doing is taking care of us. And when we have our eyes on others, we're looking for ways to connect them. Ways to get them to be connected to us and to ultimately to God. Corinthians, Paul writes, God is about the ministry of reconciliation. People to people and people to God. That's exactly what our mission here is. See, you and I, once we become healthy, then we can help other people become healthy. But if we're sick, we can't help anybody. You don't, when you're feeling ill and you walk into the doctor's office, you don't want to see them coughing and sneezing and wiping their nose on their sleeve. You want the doctor to be healthy, true? Right? Because you go to a healthy person that does well. Next week is Celebration Sunday. Right here, live in person, live in color. Friends Community Church. It's Tithing Potential Sunday. What that boils down to is we have a little form that we're going to ask you to fill out. And on one side, it says, this is what I made last year. My tithe would have been this much. And on the other side, it says, this is what you can count on for me and my family this year. And you're going to sign it. We're going to walk up here and we're going to put them in a basket. I'm not going to pass the offering plate. It's going to be a time of commitment for you and your family to come celebrate how God has taken care of you this past year. And you're going to celebrate what God's going to do in your life in the coming